Hello everyone, and welcome to the UNSW Engineering Term 1 Orientation Week Faculty Welcome. My name's Maurice Panucco. I'm the Deputy Dean of Education at UNSW Engineering, and it's my pleasure to be here to welcome you today to the Faculty of Engineering. I'll be taking you through some of the fantastic things that are happening in engineering and that you'll be doing during your time here. I'd like to start, however, by acknowledging the Bidjigal people that are the traditional custodians of the land on which the university is built. I would also like to pay my respect to the elders, both past, present, and extend that respect to other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders who are present here today. It's great to have you all here. Well, of course, we'd love to have you here in person. I know some of you are on campus, others of you will be watching this live, and others may be watching it recorded later on. Hopefully, during the year, I'll have the opportunity to meet some of you on campus. I'm going to start by just taking you through a bit of an overview of what's happening today. And then I'm going to give you a bit of an overview of the Faculty of Engineering, studies at UNSW and so on. And then I have a couple of my colleagues who will take you through some of the fantastic things that we do here in the Faculty of Engineering. So just by way of an overview of what's happening here today, you're at the Faculty Welcome. It'll go from midday till 1 o'clock. People on campus will be viewing that on outdoor cinemas, or as I said, you may be watching a streaming of it or watching it later, a recording of it. Following the faculty welcome, there will be school welcomes. So once this faculty welcome ceases, I'll be directing those of you that are on campus to some of our yellow shirt student ambassadors that will be taking you to the school welcomes, which will take place in person. So they'll happen between 1:30 and 2:30. So from that time between 1 and 1:30, we have our yellow shirts escorting you to those locations. After that, there's the Yellow Shirts campus tour. So again, our famous yellow shirts will be taking you between 3 and 4. That'll be a tour of key engineering buildings, and it'll be led by ARC, the student union, and it starts here at the Roundhouse. There are also on Engineering Orientation Week sessions online. So this faculty welcome will be online, and there's student life support and social and skills between 1 to 2 p.m. You can scan that QR code to get the indications on how to see that on Zoom. Okay, just in terms of who will be talking to you today, as I said, my name's Maurice Panucco. I'm the Deputy Dean for Education here at UNSW Engineering. I'll be followed by my colleague, Nathan Zhao, who's the Education Team Officer. Then Debbie Vadaz, who's our Women in Engineering Manager, and Michelle Hannon, who's our Work Integrated Learning and Industrial Training Manager. Once we're done, there'll be a Q&A session, so please submit your questions via this Slido link, and we'll be glad to answer any questions that you might have. So just a little bit of an overview of the faculty. As you may know, UNSW Engineering is the largest and most prestigious engineering faculty in Australia, and it's highly recognised internationally. We have a lot of disciplines. As I said, for those of you will be going on your school tours after this, and those disciplines are ranked highly internationally. We're a top 50 ranked university in the world, and as I said, for engineering, we're Australia's first ranked faculty, and as I said, the largest faculty of engineering in Australia. We have about 25 degrees and over 100 combinations of specialties and so on. So there's a lot that you can do while you're here. We're one of the top graduate employers, so our students are eminently employable. And lastly, just in terms of if you're enrolled in one of our engineering programs, then you'll be required to take 60 days of industrial training, and that'll help get you ready for employment after your degree, or even during your degree. Students will certainly do internships and jobs during their degree. And my colleague Michelle will be taking you through that in a little bit more detail shortly. Before I go on, I'd just like to take the opportunity to sort of recommend that once you're here on campus, you'll be heavily involved in a lot of the education activities, but there are a lot of activities that occur on campus. There's all the research that we do in our research labs, and being a research-intensive university, there are a lot of opportunities, be it in your studies through things like our challenge program and vertically integrated projects, through to extracurricular activities. There's a large number of clubs and societies. If you're on campus, you'll see a lot of stalls around campus regarding clubs and societies. So what I would suggest to you is that when you're studying your degree, don't just get involved in your studies, which of course are really important, but look at the other things that are going on around the university, because there's a lot going on, and that will help shape your future. Let me just take you through a couple of slides on what it's like to study at UNSW. So what is UNSW 3+ and what's your workload? UNSW 3+ is the name we give for the 3-term structure that we have here at UNSW. So we have 3 10-week teaching terms, and there's also an optional 5-week intensive term over the summer. We don't tend to offer a lot of courses in the summer, but there are some courses that you can take over the summer. In terms of the workload, the normal full-time study load is 48 units of credit, or 8 courses, which are spread over the 3 terms. You could optionally take 9 courses, which is 3 per term, and that may either accelerate your time here at the university, or you can use that to take a term off to do work placements and so on. Now, what does an 18 units of credit per term mean? Typically, that equates to about 40 hours per week of work. And that 40 hours will be class time, formal sort of class time, either in face-to-face on campus or online, together with other associated work that you'll need to do for your studies, reviewing your course materials, working on your assessment tasks, and so on. So effectively, 18 units of credit is like a full-time job. If you're enrolled in an undergraduate degree, what does your typical first year look like? What I'm just about to take you through is a typical structure for an engineering program. Not all, some of the programs might be slightly different, but this is like typically what it would look like. So you'll start off with 5 common core courses. Typically that's 2 math courses, 1 physics course, our engineering design course, DESIN 1000, and 1 computing course. To that, you'll add 1 specific core Year 1 elective, 2 Year 1 electives, and that gives you a total of 8 courses. So that's a typical structure of what you'll be doing in your studies in first year. If you have questions, I'll get to a slide in a moment which tells you where you can go in terms of getting help and academic advice. Okay, just a little bit of information about electives if you're an undergraduate student. Most of our specialisations include a specific core course from the first year elective list, and most specialisations recommend other courses from the Year 1 elective list. So that helps you, once you have a bit of an idea of where you'd like to specialise, these recommendations will sort of help you figure out what courses you should enrol in or would enrol in. Some of the electives are required for later year courses, so the selection's important. In particular, you may want to look at where things are timed, which terms certain courses in the elective list occur during the year, and also you'll want to make sure that you satisfy the prerequisites for any of the elective courses. So you should do a little bit of work, and as I said, I'll give you an indication of where you can go for further academic advice. Generally speaking, though, enrol in the electives that you're interested in. So look at the elective list now, start doing a little bit of planning ahead, and hopefully that will stand you in good stead as you go through your programs. For those of you that are postgraduate students new to UNSW engineering, again, we have a vast array of programs, about 40 engineering master's degrees in more disciplines than any other Australian university, and that's just purely due to the fact that we're the largest faculty of engineering and we have so much expertise across the engineering disciplines. Your postgraduate engineering courses, your master's courses, are typically 1 or 2 years, depending on your background. So if you have a bit more background, sometimes you can apply for advanced standing and so on, or recognition of prior learning, and that may reduce the time you're here, but typically they're 1 to 2 years in duration. We also offer graduate certificates and graduate diplomas that can then lead on to master's programs. So refer to your school welcomes for detailed advice, and in a minute, as I said, I'll also give you information on where you can go for further advice. So in terms of advice and student support, typically there are two avenues. If it's advice that's specific to your course, the course content, lectures, tutorials and so on, then you would typically go to your course coordinator, the course convener, or sometimes we call it the lecturer in charge of your course. Courses will start next week, and in that first lecture, the convener will typically take you through the structure of the course, assessments and so on. And they're your first port of call for course-related questions. So that would be questions about the labs, marking, assignments and exams, course structure and requirements, and course content. If you've got questions that relate more to your degree and other sort of academic questions, then the nucleus or the student hub is typically your port of call. They can help you with things like confirmation of enrolment letters, fees, academic transcripts, exams. If you have questions, course-related questions about exams, of course, go to your course convener, but more general questions about exams can be dealt with by the Student Hub. Special consideration and enrolment problems, typically, again, you would go to the Student Hub. Okay, so that's my bit of welcome again. Welcome here at Engineering. I hope you have a great time. I'm just going to show you a short video about student services and then pass over to my colleagues. And once we're done, we'll be taking questions. You can start submitting questions now, and we'll be answering them shortly.
Hey there, welcome to UNSW. My name's Laura Montague and I'm the chair of your student organisation ARC, and I'm so delighted to welcome you to UNSW. UNSW is a place where you can learn, grow, discover and thrive, and there are so many amazing services to help you do just that.
The Nucleus is the home of student services, here to guide you from enrolment to graduation. Drop in online or in person if you have any questions around working through your degree, your student record, fees, ID cards or documentation. We'll be able to help or point you in the right direction.
The student support advisors are here to help students navigate the pressures and stresses of life, including university life. The team takes a personalized approach, assisting students steer through a wide range of matters, such as financial hardship or accommodation issues, and with general information regarding student visas, relationship difficulties, as well as personal and health-related concerns. Sections with student support advisors are free and confidential, and students can receive support in person or virtually. For more information or to book an appointment, just search UNSW Support Advisors.
Academic skills can help students with any aspect of their academic work, including planning and writing assignments, reading and note-taking, presentations, critical thinking, and many others. This service is available to all students at any point of their degree. The Academic Skills team meets with students by individual consultations, workshops, or in general education and faculty courses. They also provide heaps of study skills and resources online on the Academic Skills website.
Equitable Learning Service is a confidential service that supports students living with disabilities, medical or mental health conditions, or anyone with care responsibilities. The role of ELS is to ensure that you are provided with appropriate flexibility and educational supports throughout your university studies. The service is free and confidential, and there is no need to tell your faculty what your health condition is. The team at Equitable Learning Services will work with you on a personalized equitable learning plan with specific educational adjustments.
Mental ill health is common. No matter what your concern, UNSW is committed to supporting students who experience any form of mental health distress. Support is available through Mental Health Connect, whether you're in Australia or studying overseas. Mental Health Connect will assess your needs and assist you to access the most appropriate counsellor, psychologist, advisor, or doctor. If you need support after hours, there's also an after hours line you can call. Head to Mental Health Connect website for more information.
UNSW Employability can help you to build your personal and professional identity to discover, launch and grow your future career. There are career coaches available for online appointments to assist you in navigating your employability journey at UNSW and beyond. For more information, go to employability.unsw.edu.au.
ARC is your official student organisation. We look after everything outside the classroom, from an epic O-Week to over 300 clubs, sustainability programs and creative opportunities, student wellness and sports on campus, and so much more. The gist is, we want you to experience everything. Your first step to an incredible experience at UNSW is to join ARC today.
So there you have it. There are heaps of ways that you can access opportunities and support at UNSW. See you on campus.
Hi, I'm Nathan Zhao. I'm the Education Team Officer in the Student Opportunities team here at UNSW Engineering. I'm extremely excited to welcome you all here today. You're at one of the best universities in Australia, and congratulations on making it. I'm here to talk about all the exciting project-based learning initiatives we have here at UNSW Engineering. Now, when I started studying mechanical engineering and science here at UNSW Engineering, the stuff I found really interesting and really enjoyed was the stuff where I get to get my hands dirty. In Design 1000, I designed a small robot that would drive along a little path and drop marbles to either side. And I had a lot of fun tinkering with an Arduino, designing devices. And in Compline 911, I created my first program, and I really loved that. Now, project-based learning is the stuff where you get engaged in real-world, meaningful projects, where you get to get your hands dirty, learn practical skills in design, manufacturing. You get to work in passionate teams. And in first year, you'll get your first taste of that in Design 1000, where you'll basically get to develop technical skills. And you might discover some lifelong friends in these teams as well. Now, the challenge program consists of 4 pillars. The first pillar is VIP, vertically integrated projects. Sorry, let me get to that slide. And it is an elective course. These projects involve exciting cutting-edge research projects that span every discipline and interest. For example, we have a team that's 3D printing futuristic medical devices. And we also have a team that is designing small solar devices for the early detection of bushfires. And these projects are not only exciting, but it's a place where you can upskill, you'll really develop professional skills and meet other people. Now, these are elective courses, which means they are on top of your compulsory courses, and they are available for you from your second year onwards. Now, if you are postgraduate, you have to be doing a Masters of Engineering Science, and they will connect you to future employers, industry, and world-leading researchers. So make sure you plan your degree when thinking about your elective courses. Now, the second pillar is Assistive Tech Hub. Now, this is an exciting elective course where students co-design and prototype an assistive technology with a real-world client with a disability to improve their lifestyle. For example, we had students who were working with the Balmain Rowing Club with para-athletes to develop devices to assist them with rowing. And so that is an extremely, you get to work personally and closely with another person to actually design something that will make a real impact on someone. Now, the third pillar is student projects. These are extracurricular, and each of our student projects either enters a exciting competition or hopes to solve a community problem. For example, we have Redback Racing, who are developing a next generation racing vehicle, and Drought Resistant Uganda, who are developing technology to track rainfall in Uganda to assist local farmers. Now, the fourth pillar is humanitarian engineering, which you can make a part of your degree. Now, this minor, it's a minor, so it's a collection of courses that you would do on top of your standard program. It's a great opportunity to see where your degree can make an impact in the world. It covers a breadth of humanitarian activities from disaster response all the way to sustainable community development. Now, I might jump back a couple of slides because I did skip one, which is an important part of the Challenge program, which is the makerspaces. Now, all the Challenge program and Design 1000 happens in the makerspace. This is a place that has loads of exciting tools such as CNCs, laser cutters and hand tools. And these are free for UNSW students. And you can jump into these spaces, not only work on coursework, but your personal projects. I have students that have made board games, 3D printed funky devices. It's a lot of fun, and we have great technical officers who will assist you in making things and learning how to use tools. So in the Challenge program, it's an opportunity for you to hop in, get your hands dirty, and build tangible skills, but also get an edge in your future career. And you may also find a passion project, something that you're interested in, and definitely make some friends along the way. I would also like to introduce my colleague, Debbie Verdaz, who is the Women in Engineering Manager. Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan. And firstly, I'd also like to congratulate you all on accepting your offer and choosing to start your engineering journey here with us at UNSW. Diversity and inclusion are highly valued at UNSW, and we are proud to have one of the largest women in engineering communities within Australia. Diversity and perspective is so important, and it's not just during your studies. But there's growing evidence to support that diversity in leadership in the workforce, and especially having women in key leadership roles within companies, increases the value and also the productivity of those companies. In a discipline like engineering, where you'll be innovating and coming up with the solutions to the future engineering problems, I encourage you all to embrace diversity and welcome students from different backgrounds into group projects, classroom discussions, and really enable the full diversity of perspective to really enrich your engineering experience. So on that note, I'd like to talk more about the Women in Engineering program at UNSW, which was first established in 2014. So it's really focused on building community and supporting the experience of our female identifying engineering students and providing opportunities for students to connect and with one another, but also with faculty staff, academic staff, professional staff, and also opportunities to connect with alumni and industry. We have a regular calendar of events, such as Coffee Check-in Chat, which will be starting in week 4, and that's the opportunity for students who are on campus to join us for a relaxed social event where we give you a coffee voucher and you can meet students from other year stages also studying engineering. For those students who are offshore internationally or studying remotely and can't come to campus, we launched a new initiative last year called We Connect. And this is a program run in partnership with the Women in Engineering Society. And there are 2 sessions a week which go for about an hour. And they're very relaxed and casual sessions where you can also meet other female identifying students studying engineering and broaden your networks and your connections. If you haven't had the opportunity yet, I'd encourage you to take a look at the Women in Engineering website and the opportunities under current students that outline the different events and programs that we have. And we also have a Women in Engineering LinkedIn group that you're welcome to join. There are also many development opportunities available for you here at UNSW, and Nathan has already spoken about the Challenge program, but we have a number of different industry mentoring opportunities and peer mentoring opportunities run in combination with our student societies. There's also industry networking nights as well, and that's open to the entire cohort of engineering students. So be sure to keep informed of the events that are coming up in those areas too. For our women in engineering students who have an interest in entrepreneurship and startups, I would say take a look at the Founders New Wave program, which can help you find out more about starting your own business. So I mentioned the student societies, and Maury had also touched on them. But at UNSW, we have over 300 art clubs and student societies. And 16 of those student societies are engineering-specific societies. And within that, 5 of them partner with the Women in Engineering program. So we have the Women in Engineering Society with close to 3,000 members. Women in Technology is also hitting that 3,000 member mark. We've got TWEET, which is for students in the School of Electrical Engineering and Telecommunications, RoboGals, and also WIRE for women in renewable energy. And all these societies have their own events and programs that really support members' personal and professional development, and lots of opportunities to make some new friends, also within engineering, but take a look at some of the other societies as well, with many, many different areas of interest. I really encourage you to get involved as well, and that will really help enhance your experience here at UNSW. We also wanted our students to know that there is dedicated support through the Women in Engineering program. As much as we love celebrating successes, we know sometimes times can get a little bit tough. So you can always email us, and we have our contact details on the slide as well, and we can help provide extra guidance and support if it is needed at any stage of your degree. Okay, so once again, congratulations. There are some wonderful opportunities for you to get involved in. And I'd now like to introduce my colleague Michelle, who will talk to you about work integrated learning.
Welcome everybody, my name is Michelle Hannon and I oversee all the industrial training that you need to do as a programme requirement if you're undertaking a Bachelor of Engineering. Industrial training is a great opportunity for you to experience work out in industry that's relevant to your programme. So you can take up to 3 placements to do this, and it really is an opportunity to find out what you want to do with your career moving forward, and also take some experience that you're learning here at the university out there to the real world. As mentioned before, we're one of the top 3 Australian universities for graduate employability. So we are one of the largest faculties as well in engineering. And because of this, employers are eager to connect with our students and eager to offer them industrial training opportunities. For them, it's a pathway to their future recruitment. Engineering is also dynamic and innovative, and we want you to experience that with your placements, finding out what you want to do on your own and see where you want to go and where you want it to lead for your future success. And we want to be part of that journey for you. Opportunities are advertised via our jobs boards. We have industry coming in to run workshops. We also have career events specifically for engineering, which we encourage you to attend. So there's plenty of opportunity for you to network. We also provide the modules for you to learn. So getting your resume ready, getting interview skills, getting networking skills together. That's all part of the journey that you undertake when you engage with us at the university. So you normally start your industrial training from the end of, or the middle of the year 2, going into year 3. And we encourage you to actually look onto our websites for information to start with. So please engage with us, read our website, get onto our Faculty of Engineering website and engage into our learning management, our learning platforms. Here you'll learn all the skills you need, as I said before, and we showcase all the opportunities that come in. We also run workshops every term for you, and we also engage with UNSW employability. You can also include projects that you do at the university here, such as student-led projects that's part of the Challenge programme, as Nathan mentioned before. And also there's university-wide courses that are run by host partners, and that gives you the opportunity to engage with our host partners and use that experience towards your industrial training. So we really are looking forward to working with you. It's really a journey that you take throughout your degree, and our team are here to support you through all of that. And by the end of your degree, you'll have a really solid idea about where you want to go and what you want to do with your future. And I wish you every luck and look forward to working with you soon. I'll pass you over to Maury now, where we're going to start the panel. Thank you.
All right. Thanks very much, Michelle, Debbie and Nathan. That's just given you a little bit of an overview of some of the things we offer here at UNSW Engineering. Being a large faculty in a large university, there are tons of possibilities, and you'll learn more about them as you go through your studies. Now we're going to switch over to answering some of your questions. A couple of questions have already come through on Slido, but if you do have questions, then please go to the Slido link that you will see on the screen at the moment, and we'll try and answer your questions as best we can. I'm going to start off now with the first question that we have here, and I will ask Debbie to answer it. How do you join an engineering society?
Okay, thanks, Maury. Well, currently it is O Week, and if you are in person and on campus, a lot of the student societies are set up and they have booths along the main walkway or the quad, so you can go up to the student societies and they're accepting new members there. But all our societies tend to have Facebook pages as well, or ways to contact them through social media. So as part of the engineering website, it lists the 16 different student societies and how to get in touch with them as well. So a lot of the recruitment is happening right now, so new membership is being accepted, but you can get in touch via Facebook if you aren't able to be on campus in person.
Thanks, Debbie. There are some good questions coming through. I encourage you to ask questions. If you do have a question, then it's likely that someone else will have the same question. So please do get onto Slido and send those questions through. The next question I'm going to ask Michelle to answer. So Michelle, how do you apply for a WIL, Work Integrated Learning, and how long does a WIL normally take?
So you need to complete 60 days to complete your industrial training requirement, and you can take up to 3 placements to do that. As you get onto our website, we direct you to our learning management platform, where you'll go through all these prerequisite modules you need to do to get your resume done and get you up to scratch with everything. And then you can apply for industrial training. And that's where we make sure that what you're doing is relevant to your program requirements, and that it meets all of the Fair Work Acts, for example, that we meet in Australia, and that we're compliant, basically, and that what you're doing is relevant to your program of study. So that's how you do that.
Thanks a lot, Debbie. I'll take the next question at the top from Clyde. It says, will we be returning to in-person lectures this term? Clyde, there are a couple of lectures at the moment that are in person in term 1, not a lot of them. But hopefully as we go through the year, we'll have more in-person lectures. We're looking at hybrid options too, so it gives some people flexibility. Those of you that want to attend classes in person can do so, and we'll have the option to view them online as well. Some lectures may continue to be online during the year, but we're looking also to have a lot of the labs in particular, labs and tutorials with in-person options, and again, online options for those of you not able to either be here or not able to come to campus. So there'll be a bit of flexibility. So the short answer is, yeah, we're already returning to some lectures on campus, and there'll likely be more as we go through the year. Debbie, I'm going to ask you to answer this next question. Do you have to be a woman to join the Women in Engineering?
Thanks, Maury. And we've had this question before as well. And as much as the Women in Engineering program is targeting our female identifying students and building that community, we welcome everybody to come to the events and the programs that we do have. I know the Industry Mentoring Program, which is run through our partner society, WESOC, has a lot of male participants in this particular program as well. So, really, if you have an interest in what we do with women in engineering, come along. We would love your support.
Thanks a lot, Debbie. I'll take the next question. How does the flexible degree, I guess that means flexible first year degree, show us the different majors to help us decide which to choose? That's a really good question. So here's my advice to you. There's a couple of ways. As you noticed on the slide where I outlined what a typical first year looks like for an undergraduate, you'll be doing your math and your computing courses and so on. There's the engineering design course, DESN 1000, and it has a variety of projects from the different schools. So you can look at the different projects and maybe select one of those projects in a discipline that you're interested in, and it will give you a bit more of an idea of that discipline. The first year elective might be another opportunity, and just going around campus and seeing what's going on, looking at possibly even the clubs and societies in the various disciplines might help you there. Is it preferred to select and enrol the engineering classes for double degrees? Typically in a double degree in first year, you might want to do a mix of the two disciplines, the two parts of the double degree. But that said, again, going to the nucleus here would be a good idea, just so that you make sure that you're going to satisfy prerequisites for courses that you might want to do in the later years of your program. So it helps to have a little bit of a look ahead. But typically, as I say, you would do a bit of both. Should I save my first year elective to join the challenge program, or how does that work? Kindly expand on this. Nathan, well, let me just say something. The challenge program, you begin from the second year, just to give you a little bit more of an idea here. This is why this person's asking this question, which is a really good question. And the challenge program basically provides you a couple of different alternatives. I'll just give you an example of one, which is the vertically integrated projects. Vertically integrated projects from year 2 onwards give you an opportunity to work on a research project with one of our internationally recognised research teams. You work on that project throughout the year. It gives you 6 units of credit, but spread over the year. And you can do that in second year, third year, and fourth year. So you may want to be careful about how you use some of your electives in order to make sure that you can do that in second, third and fourth year if that's what you so want to do. So I'll hand over to Nathan who might be able to give more detail.
Well, firstly, you should definitely join the challenge program. We definitely like to say that we have all the fun stuff in the faculty, all the project-based learning stuff. And of course, you should recognise that every program's different. I can't tell you what your program's like, so make sure you seek some advice from student services. And basically electives can kind of be moved around depending on how you structure your courses. Now, so you might say shuffle some courses around so your elective is available in second year to do something that you want, whether that's VIP or some of the other excellent electives that we offer, maybe the HE minor or otherwise. Definitely check out the Challenge website where we have a great list of all the projects you might be interested in as well. And everything that Maury said, that it does run over a year, unlike most courses, which is easily, I think, a very cool thing that you can really get your teeth into a project. Yeah, thanks, Maury.
Great, thanks, Nathan. At what point in a double degree does industry training typically occur? I'm going to ask Michelle to answer this, but Michelle's already told you that typically you would take it from around the 2.5 year mark. That doesn't really change for a double degree, but I'll let Michelle expand on that.
That's right. And the reason why we say that is so that you have some engineering context already in your learning and that you can go out and really start building on your engineering experience, basically. So typically it's the beginning to the end of year 2 that students do go out. You can do full-time or part-time work during that time. We like to get you completed for industrial training by normally mid-year 3 to complete your 60 days in its entirety and get your final written report, which is your final assessment piece, completed by then.
Okay, thanks very much, Michelle. The question ordering just changed on me. Regarding work integrated learning, do we source our own internship or UNSW Engineering has partnered organisations when it comes to WIL?
So that's a great question too. So as we described before, we have great opportunities here at the university, but students do source their own placements. And this is so you're finding something that you really want to do yourself. You're learning those employability skills as well. You're going through that process of the recruitment. You're doing the interviews and you're securing the role that you want to do. Engineering is very, very broad, so it's important that you really do try out where you want your future career to be, and that's up to you to find those. We support you with all the knowledge and skills. We get all the employers to come in. We run lots of courses as well to help you and support you, but ultimately it's up to you to find that placement and empower yourself to gain those skills before you actually graduate, so that when you do leave, you're confident and able to get that career you really want.
Thanks, Michelle. Okay, I'll answer this partially and then pass to Nathan. How do you join the Challenge program? There are a number of courses that we've set up, and you can enrol in those courses to join the Challenge program. But Nathan, if you want to expand.
Yeah, so there are 4 pillars, and each you will join in a different way. That VIP is an elective course, so we've talked about that. You'll have to use an elective course credit to join it. There is an application process, so that happens for the following year. So if you wanted to do it next year, you would apply at the end of this year, and you can find that on the website, which is Challenge. You should be able to Google it, Challenge. I think it's Challenge without the E. And so, yes, you can take that from second year, but you can also do it in third year and fourth year, and you will have to apply. The second pillar, which is Assistive Tech Hub, now that is an elective course available as well. That also runs over two terms, that is T2 and T3, and you will enroll in that. The course is that Eng 3060, and that is a great course. Student projects, so if you visit our website, there's a great list of all the student projects. Basically, to get involved, you either, like a student society, you might find them along the main walkway. You can also find their Facebook pages or see the list of them on the Challenge website. And the HE minor is basically a group of courses that you can include in your degree to make a humanitarian engineering minor. Now, there's more details on the website, but you'll basically need to plan for that to ensure that you've done the correct amount of courses to do that. So those are the different ways you can be a part of the Challenge program. But please do email us or visit our website, and you can find all the contact details there.
Great, thanks, Nathan. What is the process if you fail a unit? Great question, Joel. Before I answer this question, I just want to preface this by saying, look, there is a lot of help out there for students. So if you are finding yourself in difficulty at any time, please reach out. Reach out either to your course convener if it's course related, or go to the Nucleus, the Student Hub. There's a lot of student services, counselling and so on that are available to you. And we take looking after our students very importantly. UNSW is a community. UNSW engineering is a big community, and we look after each other. So I often, in my classes, I sort of tell the students, look, we're all here together. We all look out for one another. So please look out, not just for yourselves, but for your classmates. If you do fail a unit, the first thing I think you should do is get a little bit of academic advice. If that course is a course that's important for your program, you'll have to take it again. You'll want to be prepared for the next time you take it. If it isn't important, and you may still want to take it again, but again, get some academic advice and get a bit of advice on what you should do, so that if you do have to take the unit again, your chances of getting through are much greater. But as I said, if you're struggling, if there are issues that arise during the term and so on, there is help out there. Reach out as soon as possible. We'll take care of you. Moving on to our next question, are all classes for engineering recorded? Typically, all of the lectures are recorded. When you go to the first class next week, the lecturer in charge will typically explain all of this to you. So typically, all of the lectures are recorded. When it comes to tutes and labs, those typically aren't recorded, but this may differ from class to class. So next week, this should be made clear to you. If it isn't made clear to you, then ask during class next week. Are there any events or people you can contact to ask for advice about choosing the best courses, specifically electives like VIP? I'll pass to Nathan for the VIP bit, but before that, I would typically say, look, your fellow students are a source of information. We can certainly give you academic advice about how, things to do. If you have particular interests, we can advise you what sort of courses you might take. So the academics can certainly do that. I think you'll find academics very, very approachable. And as I said, there's the Student Hub that you could go to. particularly those that might be a year or two ahead of you, will also have great advice. Nathan, I'm not sure if you'd like to add anything particular for VIP.
Yes, please just go to our website. And you can always email us. We're very quick to respond. And talk to your fellow students, or maybe there might be some student news on a course. There's certainly lots of exciting stories that come out of the many things we run at UNSW and the Challenge program.
Brilliant. Starting uni overseas, how do you connect with people when you have questions, or how can you meet other students during the same courses? Oh, great question. So, if you are starting overseas, there are, again, next week's, attend the first lecture, ask questions there. There's typically, each course will have a forum. You can use that forum to maybe connect with other students. I think the clubs and societies also have social media. I'm going to give you some of the engineering social media links a little bit later. But social media is also a good way of maybe making friends and so on. I've certainly spoken to some of my students in my class, and I'm always fascinated by the ways that they tell me that they've made friends in the online environment. And it's definitely possible. A lot of students meet friends online at the moment. So there is a lot of other possibility here. I'm not sure if anyone else here has advice. Debbie's shaking her head.
Yes, well, through the Women in Engineering program, we did establish WeConnect last year, and that's running again this year. The sessions happen twice a term, and it is predominantly for international students studying overseas who can't attend the in-person events that we run. So they're weekly online sessions where you get to meet other female identifying students studying engineering. So definitely recommend that you take a look at the website as well, the Women in Engineering website, and we do provide a link to the WeConnect program so that you can register for those events that happen weekly throughout term.
Thanks, Debbie. Okay, so for international students who arrive late into the country, is it possible to change the lab session to in-person? That's typically a school question and a course question. So you might like to ask this to your course convener. I can tell you now that obviously the in-person labs, and even the virtual ones for that matter, have a capacity. So it will probably depend on the capacity in those classes. But again, the best place to ask this question would be at your first lecture next week to your course convener. Okay, I'll get Debbie to answer a little bit of this. Are the industrial training programs opened to learners from Masters of Engineering Science degrees? Now, it's important that some of the Masters programs do have a formal industrial training requirement, so you do need to do it. But I'll pass over to Michelle here.
So if you've enrolled into 8621 program, that's what is included in the Masters. That's the Masters program that does include industrial training. If it's the any other programs that don't include industrial training, you can possibly do a will elective in your course and take it as an elective program. But industrial training is only a requirement for the 8621 Masters program at the moment.
Thanks, Michelle. What's the difference between a lecture and a tutorial? Well, typically a lecture is a class where the entire cohort in that course are present. So there is a small ability to interact with the lecturer and so on. A tutorial tends to be a smaller class with a tutor, and where you'll be solving problems. And it tends to be more interactive than your lecture. As I said, the lectures can be interactive, but the tutorial class is typically smaller, and you're typically focused on solving problems. Often the problems will be given to you beforehand, so you can work on them before you go to the tutorial class. The lectures are really there to take you through the concepts that you need for the class. Is the Women in Engineering Protégé program available for international students?
That's a really good question. They're currently recruiting mentors for the program. My understanding is that a lot of the contact does happen in person. So I do think for this particular program, it's more if you are in Sydney and you can get to some of their events. But I don't want to give you that wrong information in case there is the opportunity for international students to get involved. So I would suggest to check out the WESOC website as well, because they have more information about Protégé program. But if that one might be, from my understanding, more of an in-person program with regular meetings with the mentors. There are other mentoring opportunities for international students if you can't participate in the Protégé program, but I also know that they do have a limit on numbers for students who can participate. There's also a central international student support here at UNSW as well, so you can see what they offer in terms of mentoring opportunities. So I would recommend taking a look at student services and see what they do have set up to help with mentoring. I know they've got cultural mentors as well that can really help commencing students coming into the university environment.
Great, Debbie. Okay, where can I get the lecturers' emails to contact them in regard to classes? One thing I would recommend that you do today is go to Moodle, log into Moodle, look at your courses. Each of those courses will have a course outline, and the course outline will give you all a whole bunch of detail, including who the lecturers are, their contact details, and so on. But it'll also give you a lot of other information about the course. I'd go through that this week, and next week in your first lecture there'll be an opportunity for you to ask questions. Okay, so we have opportunities to do classes in different engineering schools? In some cases, yes. You'll certainly be doing things like computing courses which are taught by School of Computer Science and Engineering, which is my school. There'll be some of your electives that will be given from some of the other engineering schools. Some of the project-based courses will give you an opportunity to do different projects which might be given by the various schools. So there may well be an opportunity there. Nathan.
So one really cool thing about some of the projects in the Challenge program in VIP is a lot of the projects cross different schools and even faculties. For example, we have students that are working with engineering students that are working with medical students to work on analysing the data from X-rays and scans, or looking at 3D printing medical devices. So there are opportunities to kind of broaden your horizons, because engineering doesn't just have to be your discipline, because you can go on to take your skills in one field and make an impact in another, whether medicine, humanitarian engineering, or otherwise. So yeah, you definitely think about where your skills can be situated and check out some of those projects, because they're certainly cool. And Maury actually runs a really cool one that's quite diverse as well, doing robotics and AI.
Thanks, Nathan. What is the difference between the three maths courses, and can you do all three? I might suggest that you contact the nucleus to answer that question. If you need more help, then just reach out. We can answer it in more detail, but that one might take a little bit of time to give it justice. What's the approximate percentage of women in engineering field studying at UNSW? It's at the moment, it's about 27%, and it's been steadily growing. The Women in Engineering program is a fantastic program, and through that program and things like our Girls in Engineering Club, that's been doing quite well. There's a great question down here that I want to get to, but people keep voting other questions up. How much freedom do we have during a degree to change major school of engineering? That's possible. There's a process called internal transfer. And again, I'd go to somewhere like the nucleus to get a bit of advice on how to do that. You need to have completed 6 courses or 36 units of credit before you can apply for an internal transfer. I want to get down to this question which says, what is your favourite thing about the engineering faculty? Because perhaps all 4 of us could answer this question, and that might also answer the question about what makes engineering different to the other faculties. I think all the faculties here at UNSW are fantastic, and we try and actually work together with the other faculties and give our students opportunities to be in classes with students from other faculties. But when it comes to engineering, I would say the sense of community, particularly amongst the students, but also amongst the academic staff. I think things are can be difficult, like the research that's being done is cutting edge. Some of the courses are really hard, but they're really rewarding. I think once you get to the end of it, it really, really is rewarding. But to me, the community, the spirit around campus is just fantastic, and that outlook of we having the ability to change the world. I get that sense from amongst not just students but staff and well. So I'm just going to pass this question down the line. So Nathan.
So I think I love seeing students working on their passion projects. I love seeing their eyes light up as they're describing the things they're working on, whether it is they've kind of 3D printed some unique device. Some of the stuff in the challenge program, like that story where our students are working with para rowers in the Balmain Rowing Club. Not only did they design the device, but they also ended up getting into rowing. I just love hearing these student stories. And maybe a personal bias is I love the maker spaces. Right now I'm making a cutting board and I've made a bunch of fun stuff. So you might see me down there at lunch. So that's a great space. So those are just two of my favourite things.
Thanks, Nathan. I'm similar to both you and Maury. What I really love about the engineering faculty is that sense of community and the support, with the academics, the professional staff, the students, and the opportunities for collaboration as well. I think we're a really collaborative faculty. I also really love working with the students and the student societies and just the women in engineering in particular. I'm amazed by how inspiring our students are and what they're doing, with their academic studies, but how eager they are to help one another and, jump in to assist with a last minute event that might be happening or, being really, really wanting to get involved in the Girls in Engineering Club and share their stories about how they came to engineering. So, I really love working with the students and I think we have a wonderful faculty here.
For me, we connect with a lot of alumni students too, and they come back and tell their stories. And they always say it was a wonderful experience. It really was an opportunity for them to develop and grow and learn something that they've never even thought of before and innovate and make a change and a difference in the world. And it really does give everybody a buzz when they come to hear that. We provide in the faculty great opportunities for you to do that. And even if a spark of interest can lead to an enormous growth for you and a change of career. And particularly for those students that are alumni now, they want to give back to this university because they can see the wealth of experience they've gained from it. So it really is unique in that way. I believe that engineering is unique in that way as a faculty.
Thanks, everyone. Look, I'm always amazed at some of the things my colleagues do and the things that the students do. I just think they're all amazing. So make friends, go and meet people, both fellow students, academics. Look at the amazing things they do. And I think we give you, as you can see, ample opportunity to help you do fantastic things. We're proud of all of you and proud of our graduates and the amazing things that you'll do. Okay, I'll just answer two of these questions very, very quickly, and then we're going to just wrap up. So, are you required to purchase any textbooks for your engineering courses before uni begins? Again, get onto Moodle, have a look at the course outline. Generally speaking, I think you could probably wait till your first lecture and the lecturer will make that clear to you. But if you read the course outline, it will also probably tell you whether that's required or not. It might also help if you haven't got much to do over the next couple of days, get some of those textbooks and start reading them or get on the internet and start prepping. Are the 60 days of industrial training paid? Most of it is paid. I might hand to Michelle just quickly, but yes, normally you would go out and find 60 days of paid industrial training.
That's the normal process that many students do, but there's other courses you can do that are unpaid. If a particular opportunity takes your interest and the host partner doesn't want to pay you, that's fine as well. But most of our students, we always say, you're worth your salt. Our employers want you, so yes, you're able to get paid placements.
Thanks, Michelle. Okay, so as we all said, there's a community here. You're part of our family now. Stay connected. Here's your social media links and so on. If you're at some of the cafes on campus and you see us, just come up and say hello. We'd love to have a chat with you. There's also NScope, which is a fortnightly student newsletter that's sent to your UNSW email. I know email's common for someone like me of my vintage, but perhaps email's a little bit less your vintage, but I would keep an eye on the emails. We send you a lot of formal communications via email, so you should keep an eye on it. The student newsletter is a great source of information, of activities, events, and through those activities and events, you'll learn stuff, but you can also make friends. All right, so we've done the faculty welcome. Now we're going to go over to the school welcomes. For those of you on campus, the yellow shirts are now going to escort you to your schools. So I'm just going to ask each of you, I'll pause in between the various schools, but I'll ask each of the schools, students from each of the schools to go to your school welcome. If you're in flexible first year, probably it's a good idea to just pick a school, one of the ones that you might be interested in, and just go to that school welcome. You've got a bit of time to get to the welcome, about half an hour. And as I said, the yellow shirts at each of the locations will take you there. As I said, hang on, let me go back. I'm going to just go through the schools one at a time. Again, I'll just remind you that at 3 o'clock, there are also yellow shirt campus tours. And if you're doing this online, you can join the Student Life Supports and Social Skills online session in a moment, about now actually. All right, so if you're in computer science and engineering, stand up, find your yellow shirt and walk over to them and they will take you to the school welcome. If you're in the civil and environmental engineering, stand up, look for your yellow shirt and head over to them. Okay, mechanical and manufacturing engineering, please stand up, find your yellow shirt. Electrical engineering and telecommunications, stand up and find your yellow shirt. Chemical engineering, please stand up and find your shirt, yellow shirt. Photovoltaics and renewable energy engineering, please stand up and find your yellow shirts. And finally, minerals and energy, minerals and energy resources engineering. Please stand up and find your yellow shirts. Thanks everyone for listening. There's also join the ENSOC, the Engineering Student Society. You can join them on Zoom now through this QR code if you're online. All right, thanks very much, everyone.